Hi everyone! Today we'll be looking at the PeriPage thermal printer, the new app, and how both of those work. This is my thermal printer. This is the 203 DPI version. DPI stands for dots per inch. There's also a 304 DPI version available. That one is better quality, but that's not the one I have. I will link both of them in the description box down below. This is what you get. I ordered the white version, so it's white. You have a charging cable, the printer, and underneath of the printer there's an instruction manual. So here it is. It usually comes with a roll of paper pre-installed. I will also show you how to switch the paper if you want a different kind of paper or if your roll is empty. This is the power button. If you hold it in and if it turns green, it means it's on. If it starts blinking red, it means the battery is low, so you have to charge it with the charging cord. You can plug it in right here. You can still print while it's charging, so if you're in a rush and you need to print pictures and the battery is low, don't freak out, you can still print while it's connected to the cable. If you hold in the power button for some longer, it will turn off. And let's look at how you can change the rolls of paper. On the sides, there are two arrows. On this side, they are pointing down, and on this side, they're pointing up. So if you push down a little and slide them into the directions of the arrow, it will pop open. So now it's open, and you can just fold it open. If you want to change your paper, you can just take out the roll. So this is a half-used roll. And if it's empty, sometimes there's still a plastic thing in. So if you take that out as well, you can put in your new roll. So if we grab our roll of new paper, this is just normal white paper. There are also different kinds of paper. For instance, you have the label paper, which we will be looking at later. You have sticky paper, so it makes a sticker basically. You also have colored paper. And photo paper. I'm not sure what this is, but I assume it's glossy and a little bit better quality. Most of those rolls I got from the big paper package is what it's called. I'm not sure if it's still available, but it also came with a case for the printer. So that's this one. It's just clear and you can open it up by unclipping the buttons on the side and placing it in. Let's look at how to put in a new roll of paper. So there are some kinds of paper, but these rolls are both normal white paper. This one is a roll which came with the printer itself, so it's an original. And this is a refill I got from another seller, and those were very inexpensive. So a pack of 5 of these was only around $3. So if you want to print loads of pictures, I highly recommend these rolls because the quality is fine. I will link it down in the description box below. But let's say you have the original paper, and if you want to change it, it's the same for both rolls, by the way. So it's usually glued to the roll itself, so you have to undo that, like so. Now you're going to place it into your paper. It also shows over here how the paper is supposed to sit. So that's like this. So the paper goes over the roll itself. Then you can just place it in the crevice there is, like this. Then we're going to pull it through and hold it over here so that it's already coming out. And then you can just close it by placing it shut, then pushing down and sliding into the opposite of the directions which you opened it in. So now it's basically ready for use. You can go ahead and tear off this paper because you don't want that on the top of your next picture which you will be printing. So now it's ready for use. So we can turn it on by holding the power button. So let's do that. And then we can grab the app. Like I said already, this year PeriPage has released a new version of the app, the 2020 version, and I will be showing you how it works. So here you have the new app. this is what it looks like. You have the option to add a printer, to print an image and also text together. You can print labels, which we'll be looking at later. Just a photo, text. They also have templates, so that's like a list you can make. It's not limited to 3 options. It just creates how many things you have written down over there. For example, like this is the list now with 1 thing. If you do 1, next, 2, next, it will just create a item. So let's first print a photo. So we have to connect the printer to our app. So make sure that Bluetooth is turned on, and then you can go to device management. And here you already have the option because it's on and it has found it over Bluetooth. But you can also over here scan the QR code. So if you use it for the first time, usually a QR code will come out. So this is what it looks like. And you can just scan it over here. So if we use this option, it would like to access camera, that's fine. And then we can scan it. And then it's also connected. As you can see now, it says it has found it. Let's first print a normal picture. So let's go to the photo printing option. It says print connected, yes. And then you can choose something from your gallery. So let's do a normal photo. This is what it looks like. And then you have the option for full image and confirm. We'll just confirm it. And then you get a preview. You have different options down here. It's crop the picture if it's too big. So it cuts it into different sections, but that won't be necessary because we would just like to have our picture on one slit of paper. You can crop and rotate it. So if you want it to be smaller, if you want something out of it, you can just crop it over here. You can also turn it like so. And then when you're done with the cropping, you can complete it. So now it has been cut to size. You have the option to adjust, so the color contrast and the brightness. Let's first use the brightness option. So as you can see, it gets more and more white or darker. There's also an option for color contrast. So it will create a bigger contrast between the dark and the light colors. I'm just going to keep these settings like they were before, and you can also add a filter if you like. So they have different filters over here. But we'll also keep that like normal. So when we're done, this is the button you press if you want to add a different picture. So here you can see. But let's press print now. So this is a preview you get. You have the options for the darkness settings, I believe, or just to print. So let's press print right now. And then your picture comes out. You can just rip it, or if you want a bigger gap between the white and the picture, you can just pull it out a little more and then cut it off. So here we have the picture, and this is what it says. It says it was 7.1 centimeters long and it's printing. It has now completed. If it's printing, I'll show you again. You have the options to print again or finished. Finished means it just goes back to the home screen. So let's press on the print again button and I'll show you what happens on the screen. So now it has completed. And as you can see, our picture has come out. Then we can press the printing finish button and we get back over here. And if we press the arrow over here, we go back to the previous screen. So now we're back at the home screen and let's look at notes and images. So if you want a picture and also text, for instance, that's over here. This looks a lot like the older version of the app. So if you've already used that, then this is very similar. So you can also use this, obviously. So now you can use text and you can add an image. So let's first add our image. And let's do a panda. Then we can change where it sits on our paper. We can make it bigger or smaller by this button. We can rotate it over here. We can make it vanish by pressing that one, or we can edit it just like with the last picture, the contrasting colors and the brightness. So let me pull it up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. So if we want to change the contrast, we use this button. Well, you can see a lot because it's black and white, but like that, and the brightness. So again, that's the same as with the last one. You also have the options to mirror the image, so it flips it. It's not really a big change with this image, so and you can also rotate and crop it just like we did with the last picture, so you can rotate it or cut it to the size you want to. Let's press restore because we would just like it to be as it was before, and then complete. So confirm, and this is the picture with the changes you could have made. Let's just place it on the screen, and then we can type some text. So this is a panda bear because, well, it's a panda bear, obviously. And then you can change the text as well. So you can put it in the middle, to the side, or to the left side. You can also, I would like it to be in the middle. You can also change the font. So if you want it to be bold or like this, if you want it to be lined. You can also add some text bubbles. So this one is just normal, so just, and then the box will vanish, but that's not with all of them, because let's remove that and let's go to our thing again, and then you have all sorts of different text boxes. So for instance this, and then you can also change the text and all those kinds of things again. Let's remove that and let's put our panda a little bit closer to the text. So this is what it will print right now. Down here you have the options again for text, to place text, another image, so you can place in more images if you wish, multiple ones. You can, on top over here, you can say if you want it to be on the background or the foreground. So right now it's in front of that picture, but if you place it like that, it will be underneath it. So that's also very handy. Let's erase it again. You can also use stickers they have provided. You can give it an outline, so a nice border around your work. You can add in a QR code or a barcode, so for a website, for instance. Or you can use the graffiti option. And then you can just draw something, for instance, a heart. And you can also erase it, or different colors, undo, redo, those kinds of things. And then when you press the OK thing, you get it on your image. So you can just place it in like that. So if we were to print this right now, this is what it would look like. You have your text, your image, your graffiti. And then you also have the print mode for text printing or picture printing. Well, because we also have a picture, we'll use the picture option. But if you only have text, you should press on the text option. So let's print it. It says it's approximately 7 centimeters. So let's press the print button. And there we have our image and our text. So we can go back to the home screen. You can also save your work in progress, but we wouldn't like to save it. Let's look at the label printing now. So it says, now you can select your label height over here, or use intelligent identification. So we'll just see what we'll have to do. But first, this is the label paper. So this also came with a big paper package, which I ordered separately from the printer. And we have yellow labels, pink labels, and blue labels. So let's grab our blue labels. Well, I've already used this before, that's why it's not as tidy as the other ones, but as you can see, you have blue labels over here. So let's put it into our printer. So again, the arrows, so press it down, slide, open. Red indicates that it's not ready for use, so while it's open, you obviously can print, but let's take out our normal paper and let's put in our label paper. Okay, I think it's ready for use now. Let's see what we can do over here. Let's press the intelligent recognize. Oh, it's coming out. Alright, I think it's ready for use now because it has, well, stopped. So, well, let's just try something. Let's say you want some things for labeling flour, salt, those kinds of things in the kitchen, or just storage, or for your clothing. You can just say shirts, for instance. And let's see if we can change the layout. Yeah, we can. Okay, so let's place it in the middle. Let's make it a little bigger. Let's, we can also change our font. So if you want it to be like, it's loading. Oh, yeah, if you want it to be like this. Well, you can basically just change the font. Let's just keep it on normal setting, if it lets us. Okay, well, we'll go with this for now then. You can also make it bold. And all the same options as you just had. I think you can also put in an image, so let's try that. Yeah, you can. Okay, that's cute. So let's place our panda over here. And well, let's try to print it. So we'll press the print button. This is our preview. It's in text mode right now. It did it by itself. So let's press print. Well, that didn't really work, so let's try that again. Yeah, right now it works. So as you can see, it's a bit of trial and error. Like this one didn't really work, but this one did, and now we have a very cute label. You can keep adjusting it, so pulling it a little and those kinds of things until it's perfect, but I'm happy with this. So that's how you use the label thing, and then you can just rip it off and use your sticker. And then if you want it normal again, you like this. Well, it's really not so difficult to change the roll, as you can see. To make sure that it's tidy, so sometimes you gotta re-roll it a little bit, but that's okay. close it again, just like that. And I advise pulling out the bits at the top. I think that's pretty much it for now. It looks like you can also scan text. At material down here. Oh, you can print things which other people have made, so that's very nice. There's nothing in draft, so this is, if you save something, this is where it will show up. So I think that's pretty much it. I hope you have enjoyed this video and found it educational. And I hope you have a lot of fun with your printer, because I really do. Those rolls last for a very long amount of time. You can print lots of pictures with them, so don't be too scared and just print whenever you like, whatever you want. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, you can just try again and have a lot of fun. Bye!